Hello everybody, Brian here of quantlabs.net. I want to talk about crypto. Today is August 16th, 2023. Crypto had its go-go days where you could instantly build wealth. I think it could probably still do okay. There's a lot more work involved. You can see here I'm on Linux, Mint Linux. I'm using some open source tools along with MotiveWave, my current trading platform. Let me just show you this current state of the markets here. We got Bitcoin just not doing too well, but it looks like it's moving up there. Might have an entry. Let me activate that. Okay, now this is how I usually do it. I use a custom coded strategy I built called a MACD reversing ATR trailing stop. Has worked relatively well. So we're just waiting for a entry right here on the next entry, and it looks like it could be a nice big move up. Very rare. So as we speak, we can get into crypto live again. Right there, activate. Let's see how Litecoin. These are the big with the altcoins. So this is how you can do really well in the market. Right there, it's still declining. Litecoin's been kind of suffering, but I could probably activate that. So these are the ones I usually trade. We've got Chainlink here as well. All the same snapshot. These are going to reverse on the up, so it might be worthwhile. These use 2 hour. See how our XRP is doing. That's already inclined, so that's done well. From 159 to 60 cents. So I missed that one. That's okay. And we have Cosmos. See how that one's been doing. That's been hurt. That might start to trade. That can be fairly active. Let's see here under orders. Now, let me just put it this way. If you have seen my sector spreadsheet, crypto's coming back. It's gone positive again. So this might be another turnaround for crypto. So here we have Ethereum Classic. This can do really good as well. This is Ethereum Classic. Bitcoin Cash has done extremely well. Right there, I can see these nice run-ups as well. But you gotta watch when it has these run-ups and it just drops back really fast. Those are probably bots. Now, one big highlight I want to mention here is I'm using Kraken. In terms of the exchanges, I'd rather use Kraken, especially if you're in the US or licensed somewhere. You want to use Kraken. Low volume, but still pretty good for profit potential. Coinbase, I just don't like it. They just monkey around with their orders like retail forex trading brokers. So I'd be very leery on trading on Coinbase. Today they just announced that you can do US traders will be able to trade futures on Coinbase. I'll be really careful there. I think Kraken is just a cleaner broker. I'm sure at some point futures will be allowed on Kraken as well, now that Coinbase has gotten their license for the US. You'll see these kind of recoveries on Solana. This might be a good one actually, but there's still no entry here. As you can see here, and I've got Cardano as well. So these may start to profit, and I just let them run for the next couple hours, couple of days. Don't have to do anything. All the orders are taken care of. That's how I'm currently set up with MotiveWave. Depending upon where you live, as I move everything over to TradingView, I can still trade with Kraken on MotiveWave as is that you're seeing. Another option if I want to move to TradingView. I'm in Ontario, Canada, and I would say probably quite convincingly that Ontario, Canada has probably got the most restricted crypto trading in the world. They were the first to boot out Binance, among other major exchanges. Basically, they did a whitelist where all the exchanges had to get whitelisted and registered in Ontario, Canada. The only one that stuck around was Coinbase and Kraken. All the other ones disappeared. That shows you the scammers. So the ones that are registered in Ontario, I'd probably hang on to. Crypto.com just came in. Gemini is another one. That's the only one I can trade on crypto with trading2 as long as I stay in Ontario, Canada. The other thing is if I go to the UK or, I'm born in Britain, as you know, I'm hoping to get over to UK. I'm hoping that I can still use Binance with TradingView. And today I just checked as a report on trading volume globally for retail. Binance still has over 50% of the global trading volume. And when you look at Coinbase globally, they're only at 6%. And that's Coinbase, and Kraken's roughly around 3% globally market share. A lot of those trading are coming out of Asia, so always remember that. And let's continue now. So I'm going to show you the next thing I can do. Now all this stuff is generated by my Python. I've not shown this for a few years, but if ever the day, and I'm hoping to get it, is to show you my track record between the heyday of when Bitcoin went from under 20,000 all the way up to 69,000. I've got confirmed trading track record with cointracker.info when I built a high frequency, call it high frequency trading Kraken bot in the futures and Binance. Binance was a big driver of it. I got 12-time return over, I think it was 2019 and 2020. So went from 250 bucks to well over 8,000 in 2 years. When you factor in that kind of return, it's about 25-time return. So that's the kind of return I did. And crypto, as you know, since then has crumbled probably down to 80% off its peak, especially with Bitcoin. Just pull that up. We can see that. So I'll give you exact time frame. So if I show you the monthly chart here, so, or probably weekly might be better. So we're talking in around here. In probably, I think it started around October, November, and I started trading it. You can see this big spike here, that big run up right there, and I just stopped. I did about a 12-time return. We started it here again, July up until 2021, and again I had another 12-time return over those 2 years. It was amazing. Will it come back? My prediction is no, and I say that because of the big players like Coinbase, BlackRock, who else? Fidelity are creating these ETFs. So it's going to suppress the great returns it used to get with Bitcoin back in these time periods. So I believe a lot of institutional capital will suppress the returns. It'll stabilize the price in Bitcoin, but you won't get the crazy returns that with the FOMO trading, the fear of missing out, that drove up those trading volumes. But it doesn't stop you from doing pretty good. So let me bring again my little spreadsheet here. So these are all the coins that are available on Kraken. Okay. So usually we have a market cap ranking. We can measure by market cap value. You'll see in a minute. This is the volume rank as well. And the ones to pay really good attention to on this spreadsheet is the hourly percent moves along with 1 day, 7 day, and 30 day. Those are the key. Alright, and let me just show you what else we can track here. We've got price change, as well as I said, over a year. And let me show you the crazy volumes you can get on a monthly basis. So you can see here all the other different data along here, but what I just showed you is the more important elements to pay attention to. So when it comes to altcoins, is there wealth building? Yes. If I was to show you compared to where we're at right now, with the malaise in the economy and the markets and so on and so forth, let me show you the returns here over a 30-day and a 7-day move, if you know what to look for. I don't really actively do this, You could probably do it on what I'm showing you with the automated trading. But what's really important here is the 30-day moving return price change. So if I do a sort on, I believe it was column L, the 30-day, we want 30-day right here. So these are the monthly movers, okay, including everything. So we want descending. So let's check out what those returns would have been if you knew about these. So here we are. So right here, these are your monthly moves, okay, on last 30 days. So you've gotten 74%, 63%, but this is the big one that moved 54%. Did you know about that? Of course not. This one here called Thorchain, UNFI. So let me see if that's available now on Kraken. Okay, so remember we're on Kraken, connecting to Kraken using MotiveWave. So we just need to know the symbol name here. So we're looking at UNFI for this one, Thorchain. Okay, so if I create a new chart here, so it's UNFI. Let's see what happens. So you could automatically trade this if you knew about these moves. Look at that. Even though the volume is very low, that is a 2-hour. If I go to a 6-hour time frame, you would have done really well here. Look at that. You're starting here at 296, peak here 445, and you would have gone up about 50%. Let me pull up another one here. Ocean's another popular one that I know about. It's another altcoin. These are the top ones over the last 30 days. So this is Ocean. This is another big one. Again, 30-day, 2-hour view. As you can see here, this is Ocean. So that would give you a 46% return. Okay. So here's Ocean, 2-hour view, 1 day. 1 week. So I'm not seeing that. It's probably not the same coin. But the UNFI or whatever it's called. Let me just see if we can find one more. So we know about sheep. This one. Let me see here. So Shiba. Oh, this is messed up. Okay, so let me look up Shiba. That's a pretty easy one. So Shiba was another one that did really well the last week or so. I blogged about that on my TradingView. Done very well. Oh yeah, this won't show up because of its decimalization. So this is typical. Let me see if I can show you in the hourly. Yeah, so that won't work out. I'm going to do the 1 minute. Yeah, this is not much I can do. I have to change the decimalization on that. Let me pull up another one here. That's a MotiveWave problem. Hedera, I think that one's called H bar. This has been talked about a lot. H bar. See if that one's available. I don't think this is a Kraken supported. No, it's not. So H bar is one of those that's not supported. This is part of the problem with these exchanges. Binance will definitely have these. Yeah, so that's pretty well that. Let me just put this back to its original. Oh, I see what the problem was. Okay, so let me pull up the same thing and sort the best returns of the last week. And this is what you can do if you knew these movers. Okay, one more column. There we go. So I'm going to do a data sort now on the weekly movers, the 7-day weekly movers, if you knew about them. These ones right here, so that's column K. I'm using OpenOffice on Linux. So we are now going to look at this one, descending, and sort it. So here we go. These are the weekly movers. So we have here, okay, so this is better. Okay, So these are the top movers for the week, and I believe some of these should be available on Kraken. So these are the daily movers. So they're 20 plus movers. So let's see if that's the case. So the first one is Blaze. And this is how you build wealth if you knew about these. Like, we're talking not instant wealth, but just pretty good returns over a 5-day return. So Blaze, or BLZ, or in the States, BLZ. Wow, look at that. Crazy. August 15th. From 121 to 129. This got just listed by the looks of it, August 11th. So we're now, is that what I'm seeing? Hold on. Okay, so here we've got a price of 5 cents, went up to 12 cents, so it's gone up quite a bit. Here again, these are early Bitcoin moves, if you knew about it. 8 cents to 11 cents. So that's a pretty good return right there in the last few days. That's the best one. The next one we have is our Arun over the last week. Okay, so let's check those out. So these are the last week, and usually these trends will last for a good couple of days. So look at this. This is done really well. August 8th, we are looking at a price of 96 cents up to 159. Volatility kicks in and that up. Now, the question is, will this continue? I don't know. But this right here, you got a nice 50% if you knew about it. I'm going to show you how you can find out. Okay, so that's pretty incredible. All right. So there's that. LPT is another one. So this gave you 7-day view, not as much, 44.5% return over the last week. Let's see, that's LPT. LPT. So you can say whatever you want about these altcoins, but this is how you do really well if you know how to play these. Yeah, so this is typical, but still, you're going from $4.15 all the way up to $9, so that's doubling, and you can see it's trending down. So it's like, these are like the penny stocks. Another one, I know we just tried H-bar, FX, I know we can't look at SHIB. So those are your top performers for the week. Now, how do you know what's trending? Okay, there's a couple of ways you can do that. If you got access to this spreadsheet. That's where I come in. And I don't hand this out for free. Ha! Okay, so there's our entire spreadsheet highlighted here. What you want to sort by now is 1 hour movers. Let's call them I. To column I, you can do this of course in Excel. So here's our monthly, here's our hourly movers. Okay, so these are our hourly movers. So as I said, we have now, let me get rid of that, UNFI we just looked at. So that's a 2-hour view we've got clicked. UNFI. Boom, it's moving. So 2-hour view here, 335, you'd be up to 446. That's about 30% return. So that started October. And you can see these big movers right here in the last few days. If you could handle the volatility. Another one here is, I'm not sure if we have access to these. I haven't done this in a long time, but I just want to show you the potential here. Now, if you have access to something like Binance, depending upon where you live, you can definitely trade these. I'm sure of it. SUI, I guess. Render has done well in the past. Let me just see if that's available on Kraken. And again, if you're on Kraken, that means access to it via US and whatnot. Looks like we do have access to it. Depends upon where you live if Kraken makes it available. It's the regulators that will not make these available. So if you're living in the free parts of the world, you're probably restricted, or what you think is free. So here, August 15th, 9 a.m., $1.57, and it's already moved up to $1.61. Not huge, but you can see here, these are moving. I don't think we have access to this one. We have here, let me just see here. I'm going to show you two more. I think I have access to FET, LTC, OGN, SUI. I'll see what we have available in Kraken. So, first one is SUI. Yeah, it doesn't look like I have access. This is a fairly new coin. And some of these may be called shite coins, but to be seriously, yes, we do have access to that. That is impressive. Let's see how that's been doing. That's a newly accessible coin. This is exciting. So not looking good there on the 2 hour. Let's show you the daily. Yeah, hasn't done a whole lot. So it's a hyped up coin that didn't really go anywhere. Okay, so forget that one. Let me show you. Let's see if we have OGN listed here. I think we do. All these coins should be available. OGN. And I'll show you FET is another good one that can do well. Looks like it's available. Supported coin. Yeah, there's a little spike there. Whoop-de-doo. Daily. Yeah, you can see these big spikes, but the volatility, this is why these are really hard coins to want to trade in. FET. Okay, so there's this other coin called Origin, which is built, I believe, on the blockchain, Bitcoin blockchain. It's sort of like equivalent of a BRC20, is that the name of it? It's hard for me to keep track of all the news here. Same pattern as the other ones. Yeah, lots of hype. We can pull up maybe a weekly or monthly. Yeah, these are classic shite coins. Unless you get in early on the initial coin offering, it might do really well. But generally, it's classic pump and dump, like the penny stocks. So this one historically has done okay. Fetch AI. Let's see here. And I'll show you Litecoin's another performance. Now again, these are an hourly, so you can see here, Fetch has done pretty good, 20 cents to 23. Let me just show you the daily here. When it's done really well. January 2023. So had a really good run up there from, what's the price there? 9 cents all the way up to 53 cents. So these are the kind of moves you want to know about. I mean, that's gone up 4-5 times. But it's gone decline. But here, if you knew about these moves, this is how you really do well with the so-called shite coins. From was it Nouriel Rabini? One more Litecoin here. I'll just Litecoin USD. Now I like to trade in US dollar. It's one of the other advantages of Kraken, because if there's severe pressure on a stable coin like Tether, USDC, they can depeg, and they can depeg hard. And you lose a lot of money if you have open positions. Whereas if you're in the real deal, you won't be affected by that. US dollar, the fiat, so that's the advantage of it. Even though people complain about the fiat currency of US dollar, you want something a lot more stable. Let's see here, Litecoin's not doing too good. Okay, so one coin. Now, if I come back to this spreadsheet here, and the key is the hourly movers and the 1 day movers. Sorry, no, you want to go from 1 day movers to the 7 day. So, just as an example here, we are looking at, this is the wonders of crypto. You can do really well. You can also get killed if you don't know what you're doing. So let me show you the 1 day movers. So this is the last 24 hours. So here you can see the same old ones I've shown you. Once you start to see the stable coins, everything else will decline. Okay, so considering we have a good couple of hundred, or at least 100 coins here, majority of them are negative over the last day because the market was negative. But it started to turn around, as I showed you earlier. But these are the only profitable ones over the last day. Now, if I go through those, which is for fun, I'll pull up one, BLZ, but I am going to change it to a daily chart. And let's see what that does. You can see here in the last few days, just spiked. 5 cents to 10 cents, and more of that if you caught that that up wick there. But then it goes down, but it looks like it's still moving, and will continue to move. So if you knew about it, all you have to do is just do this. Within something like here, you can do the same thing if you have access to through TradingView and the proper broker. So in my case, all I got to do here is very simple. There's a couple of ways I can play this if I know about it, which I will show you live. Let's see here. There's a couple of ways I can play this. I'm just looking for my order trade. Okay, let me do it this way. So I'm going to set up my automation. So I've shown you this strategy here, and I have many strategies, a couple hundred, or indicators, and the strategies I build. So I've got a few here in MotiveWave. So in this case, I'm just going to show you to automate this trading opportunity. You see it, Blaze is running, so I activate it. So now it's ready to take, but I missed that entry. One way I can participate this, and it's a 1 day. So if I go to a 2-hour chart, which is usually the most optimal, so right here I might start to see a buying signal as these two come closer. Or if I go to the hour, let's see what's happening. I just got the sell signal. So the question is, will this continue to move up? I'll just leave it as is, and I'm willing to risk to see if this will do better than all the other coins I've listed here along here. So because that's a daily mover, right? So that's one coin there I can do well with. The next coin we have here, I'll show you these. So we got Bake, Ocean, UNFI, and SEI. So let's see how those are doing. All right. So let's see here. We have here Bake. Let's load that in. Do I want to trade it or not? But definitely the prior one I definitely want to trade. So it looks like this is not available to me on Kraken. No. So we'll move on to the next one, which is Ocean. Okay, so we want US dollar, this one right here, or this one. Okay, so here we are now looking at a new one. I'm going to kill some of these other ones or expand this out. Okay, at least we could fit in a few other. So you can see here on an hourly basis that this may turn around or may continue to decline. Chances are when you look at Bitcoin and it's moving up, this could be a false positive with all the rest of these coins moving up. One way to check is right here on that momentum. If these two lines start to move up, then chances are this will move up as well. Another way to know for sure, specifically on the coin, is to do this. Load up the strategy. You can see here, yeah, it's trending up. So there's a lot of false positive trades, but if this starts to build, my concern is right here on this last bar. So if I go and look at the 15-minute chart, what's it telling me? You can see here, yeah, that's a sustainable upward momentum. So this may turn into this. Now there's two ways I can attack it based upon the time frame. I trade on the 15-minute or the 1 hour time frame. Chances are, if I want to capture the next set of trades, actually I missed out, is right here, the last bar. Now I can do that by doing this, by even going down further. So here we have a sell signal, as an option, I can activate it. We got to sell, and if that momentum continues to move up, we will get more entries. And you can see here on the entries look good. At least for the last few hours, it's been profitable. So I'll just leave that and let it trade on the 5 minute. And again, you can see if you have the right strategy, you have the right time frame and the right moves using this kind of spreadsheet that I'm showing you here. Yeah, you can do really well. And just point and click. It's really all you do, and you set up your automation. I'll do one more. Actually, I think we got two more. I'll do UNFI and SEI. So let's see how they're doing on a micro level. So SEI. Okay, so I'm going to choose an hourly time frame just for fun. Okay, so here, this is SEI. Get rid of that. Okay, 5 minute. Okay, so I screwed up there. Let me pull up the chart. So we want SEI, US dollar. This one. I'm going to pull up the 1 hour, see how it's doing, because that's a top performer on a daily time frame according to that spreadsheet here. Let's see here. So, kind of moving. 1 hour. Yeah, it's scary. You could have participated in this pump right here, because that's what it is. I probably wouldn't take that trade at all. Looks like I messed up here. Okay, yeah, here, let me get back to where I was. Okay, so let's see here, charts. Yeah, I messed up somewhere. Boy, oh boy. Full. You can see all the different. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is where I was. So I'm going to get rid of that. That's no good. Alright, so we're going to look at one more UNFI. So we're trading. We've set this to automatically trade Ocean on a 5 minute time frame. Let's see how that does. And the next one is UNFI. If we have access to it. I think we do. Yeah, we do. Yeah, you can tell it's very spotty, meaning the volume's just not there. Might get lucky on an hourly. Yeah, I wouldn't trade this at all. It's there's not enough volume here to really make. That's why it's got crazy volatility. So I'll pass on that. So let's see here. We got Blaze. We're trading on 1 hour. We just opened up. Ocean as well. Just to show you some of the elite coins on that opportunity using this spreadsheet. Lots of opportunity here when the market's red hot. You can do really well. Unfortunately, it's not. Anyways, I just want to show you that again. It's probably one of the ways to trade this stuff. Other than that, thanks for watching.